What's up everybody and welcome back to a brand new video today here on CodeNamePizza, and in today's video we are back once again ranking your favorite zombies things. And one thing that you guys have already requested is boss fights. What boss fights are the best, what boss fights are the worst, and where would me and Chopper rank those? So like I just said, today we're joined by Chopper. What up, dude?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, dude. I'm doing pretty good, and we've got some good and some rather not so good boss fights on today's list, which is going to be fun talking about. So I'm excited. But as always, the guest picks how many likes we get on each video. So without further ado, Chop, let the audience know how many.
All right, chat. All right, I want you to hook it up with a big 4,000 likes. Okay.
Woo! 4,000.
That's the big
okay.
one.
Well, there you go. 4,000 likes on this video today. And if you are brand new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button and become the latest member of the Pizza Club. Without further ado, you may have the honors of picking the first one, Chop.
All right. Here, how should we do this? Should we just go down the list of what we have and then like discuss? Sure. Or do you think we should pick them out?
Pick them out and we'll discuss if it's good, bad, what we think. I don't know. Let's go for it.
All right. I'm gonna start with, you know what? I'm gonna probably one of the most unexpected ones to start with. I'm going with Attack of the Radioactive Thing.
Oh wow, okay, let me find that bad boy. There he is. Okay, so crab boss fight, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think this boss fight is really good. You don't really fight the boss much, but I think it's really good with the laser step and like the barrage step. That's what we always called it, where you're getting like loads and loads of those sacks being thrown at you that you gotta pop in the air. So I would say it's a great boss fight. I think it's good. I don't know.
So here's what I'm thinking, right?
Go on.
Because this like what I really like about this fight is that there's like it's actually genuinely hard, and there's a ton of different like mechanics. It's not just shoot the boss and also kill zombies. You have the lasers, you have the guns you have to shoot them with, and then you have to put in the code at the very end. And so I don't know. That's all really interesting to me. I'm actually gonna put this one in God tier. I'm just gonna do it.
God tier. Okay, we'll meet halfway here.
Yeah.
We'll meet halfway. But God tier. Okay, I want you to explain why God tier. Why? I put it in gray originally. It's going up to legendary, so we in the middle. But God tier.
I put it in God tier just because like I think it could be maybe like I don't love every mechanic of it, but what it's basically like it's an ideal fight. It's a good archetype for like how a boss fight should be, where it has all these different interesting dynamics instead of just shooting the boss or just killing zombies. You know,
exactly.
So it has some heart to it. It's got some thought. So I put it in God tier.
I think it's definitely one of those ones that if you had this boss fight and you included some mechanics like where you got to shoot it at, like actually go ham on it as well, would have been perfect.
Yeah, I
but
agree.
Legend, we were starting off with IW. That's a weird one. You know what? I'm going to bring it back home for the tryout lads. We're going to go for one that everyone seems to really enjoy, which was Ancient Evil with the Pegasus and the big dude. Can't remember his name. Perseus? Is it Perseus?
Perseus, yeah, I think so.
I am going to place
on this one.
Yeah, I do. I think it's a little bit tedious that you've got to get your specialist back. I know you can go in the fire to regain the specialist back, but it's a little bit underwhelming. I think the Easter egg's great. I'm going to put this boss fight in average.
Same. I did the same. My problem is like it pretty much gets less interesting as you go on because you lose more area of the maps to play on without providing like any new area to enjoy, and also you don't do anything really unique as far as killing the bosses. You just only use your specialists, and like I don't know, it's kind of one-dimensional in my opinion.
Exactly. I think
it's
it actually
enjoyable,
would have,
but it's just like it's a little like simple, I guess.
Yeah. I think it would have worked better if they would have had you on one island and then the island started blowing up, so you had to jump to the other one, and then you had to go over to the other one, so it kept you moving from island to island while you're doing these things. I just think it would have been better.
Instead of just locking off one area for some reason. But yeah, it's kind of average.
Yeah, there you go. Right, you're up. You're up.
Okay, let's I'm gonna actually I will say the one for later. Let's talk about a classic. Let's talk about DE.
Oh, okay.
DE.
Okay. I'm gonna have to throw it straight into where you know I'm gonna throw it. It really is.
I think I'm doing the same thing. I think I'm doing the same thing as you.
I'm putting it straight in there. Straight in there.
What?
No, is it? No, straight in guts.
Hold on. Actually, hold on. I'm giving it legendary.
Wait, really?
Legendary. Yeah, because here's the thing. Of course, it's a pretty early boss fight as far as like all of them go. But the thing is, it's the bread and butter. It does everything right. It's a boss fight with like attack and defend mechanics. You have this arena where you can use it to your advantage, and the boss itself like has moves that you can read and make decision based on. So I think that's how they should be laid out. I think it's a great boss fight. I'm going to give it legend. It's not the most complicated one, but it's how, in my opinion, how they should be made.
It was very much the first official. I know we got Shadows of Evil, and we're going to be putting that on here later, but definitely DE for me. It's a God tier Easter egg, a God tier boss fight. It might be at the bottom of God tier by the time we do the rest of these things, because it's, like you said, it's not that difficult, but it's the first insane one. So it's got to go in God tier, my dude. I have to.
It's sick.
Yeah. Okay, I'm up. And I'm going to go with the first ever boss fight. Okay? So some of you guys at home might be like, oh, he's doing Shadows of Evil. No, we're not doing Shadows of Evil. We're doing Exo Zombies Oz. The Exo Zombies Oz boss fight. There's a few waves to it, but we're mainly speaking about the final wave of this thing. And
that's
honestly,
that's where like the zombie comes out with the health bar, right? If I remember that right.
Yeah. You got to turn.
Yeah,
you got to turn the generators on inside of the map. You've then got to go and activate the decontamination unit. Then he gets decontaminated. You shoot him a few times, and you got to do that 4 times while different effects are going on inside of the map. Honestly, for the first boss fight, it's not going in meh. It's going in average.
Yeah, that's where I put it.
I think it's pretty good. For the first one, GG to Sledgehammer. I know you guys sometimes tell me it's Raven who made this, but either way, GG to those guys. Like, it was good for the time. And the first one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight in average for me.
I don't remember it too well because it's been a while since I played it, but from what I do remember, it was like, it was a solid like first go at it, I think. So
oh yeah.
Average is pretty fair.
Yeah. Okay, you're up, my dude.
All right, let's do, should we do a World War II one?
Go for it. Yeah, sure.
Let's go ahead and do the let's do the, what's his name? It's not the Night King, that's a Game of Thrones. What is this guy's name? The DLC 4 fight.
Ooh, I can't remember his name. God King from Frozen Dawn, DLC 4.
Yeah, that's the one.
Now, I personally have never been in that boss fight. It is something I want to do soon because it looks cool, and I've watched gameplay of it all, so I can judge on the gameplay, but not what I played myself. So, what would you think? What do you think about this?
I think it's going to be pretty high up in average, but the problem with it is that I guess the couple times that I ran through it, there was a glitch where you could pretty much end it within 20 seconds. But if you play it properly, it doesn't like my only problem is it's like a worse DE where it has the same like fundamental mechanics of like an attack and defend versus like a big boss who's flying around. But it's just it's not as interesting and it's not as like well tight as DE's is. And so
I get that.
It's just kind of like a worse version. I put it in average, to be honest.
It's going in average. I've not played it, but what I have seen, it looks average. I'm excited to play it, and I'll be doing that soon, but I'll take your word on it, Chop. It goes straight into average. Okay, I'm going to go with one that I think is very questionable. I really enjoy this map, number 1, and number 2, I think the boss fight's kind of cool. I think what happens in the boss fight is cooler than the actual boss fight itself, and I also think it's a little bit too easy, and that is Blood of the Dead.
I was wondering when we were going to get to this one.
Yeah. Blood of the Dead.
I think you're right in what you just described.
I'm just going to put it in meh. Which upsets me. I love this Easter egg. I love the map itself. The boss fight, there's one thing I hate in zombies, and that is when you take something like an enemy or a mini-boss from the actual map itself, and that is the boss fight, but the boss fight is a bigger version of that. I hate that. The best kind of boss fights for me are something like 9, which we'll get to in a little bit. You've not seen an elephant in the map, you have no idea, you get to the boss fight, a huge elephant comes out. That is a good boss fight. But Blood of the Dead, a giant warden, I mean, take out the fact that Richtofen comes out with the stone, and it's really cool. It doesn't interest me. It's boring. It's in there.
No, let's I was gonna say, let's take this apart a little bit. Like, if you let's strip like all the nostalgia away from zombies, like the characters and stuff. The boss fight is basically like run around. You don't even have to kill anything. You just run around for a couple of minutes, and then shoot an orb with your shield, and do that twice, and then you get in the machine and survive again. Like, it's really basic and kind of boring if you take all the cool stuff about it being Richtofen's last map and everything away. So. Yeah,
so to actually activate the orb step, you do have to kill like 8 wardens and then do the same after the orbs. But it's still, kind of just the same. You may as well just be running around on a part of the map on like round 30. And just that is the boss fight. Just killing zombies.
There's no like attack and defend like mechanic at all. It's just it's kind of bland.
And we also should point out that if you lose your shield, you can't beat it.
you're done. You're just done.
Yeah, there should be a buildable table in there for people that get hit too many times, but
yeah.
There you go. There you go. In meth for me.
Okay.
You're up.
Let's do Revelations, actually.
Wow, okay. Yeah, good one. Let's make sure I'm getting the right one.
Oh,
Yeah,
I gotta think about this one really quick. Actually, you know,
so
not really.
Not really. Where did mine just? Dude, mine just disappeared. Like I'm not even joking. I just picked it up and it's gone. Wait, I just clicked another one and it's gone. Oh no.
Oh, are you deleting them?
How am I deleting these? Okay, we'll be back in 1 second, guys. Okay, we're back, and that was a little bit weird, but we are ready with Revelations, right, Joe?
So I had to think about this one a little bit, but I've come to the conclusion that this is also a very average boss fight.
Wow, I put it in average as well. Okay.
Now here's the thing,
Yeah.
like combining it with the second boss fight, then I might bump that up to great, but I'm just looking at the last part here without the Marvel fight.
That's
so
fair.
In that case, it's kind of bland. Not much you really do.
Yeah.
The Shadow Man doesn't really attack you at all. It's just the peripheral enemies, and so that's pretty much what you've been doing in the map already. So if you can take care of that, there's not much else to it. So kind of average.
I agree. You get a lot of you get Sophia inside of there. You got the summoning key inside of there. Then there are stuff that makes you feel good in there. You get panzers, Margwas, zombies. It's okay. You get the stages of the Margwas as well inside of the room where they do, like, you get the fire on the floor, you get the walls coming down at parts of it if you take ages doing it. But it's also extremely easy, and it's kind of a copy and paste of Shadows, so average. Yeah, average. Okay, I am gonna go with one that I literally just spoke about because I think this deserves to be God tier. It might be easy, but it's God tier, and that's gonna be 9.
Ooh, 9.
Yeah.
You know what?
Go on.
I agree with
Hey, there you go.
I actually agree with that.
Okay. That's good. Dude, I really do think it's God tier. Like, it is easy if you do the Hellion Salvo strat, and you can do the Mog 12 strat, but it's great. You got gladiators, you got brawlers, you've got tigers, you've got zombies, and then you get a giant elephant come out. And then once you kill that elephant,
You get 2 giant
yeah, you got another one. Like, there's no going wrong with 9. You're gonna have a great time if you have a game of 9 and get to the boss fight. So, God tier for me, my dude.
Yeah, you just have to think about a lot what's going on in that fight. Like, the spears that can be thrown at you, the elephant, of course, that's going to be, like, charging in its path. So, like, that, the doesn't have the most complicated, like, mechanics compared to some boss fights in this. But, like, again, it's kind of like DE where it's very, it's done well. It's just what it does it correctly. So, yeah, I give it God tier.
I think 9 is probably the map that Treyarch made a home run with out the whole of Black Ops 4. Like, if everyone says if you take 9, place it on the Black Ops 3 engine during Black Ops 3 cycle, dude, it would have been one of the most loved maps ever.
Been nuts.
Yeah, for
Would've
sure.
been nuts, yeah, definitely.
There you go. Up to you, my dude. Next one.
Okay, let's do one of my favorite of all time. Let's do GK.
Ooh, okay, yeah, tough boss fight. Gorokrovi, Nikolai's boss fight. Honestly,
I'm already satisfied with my answer. This is gonna be big God tier.
Yeah,
as well.
there you go. Mine's in there as well. Explain why you think it is.
So the cool thing about this boss fight is, like, the obviously the 2 sequences with the dragon and then Nikolai later.
Yeah.
What's nice about it is that Nikolai is fighting with you during the beginning, and then the dragon is like the dragon fight's kind of basic. You just shoot the hit boxes that come up when he lands. But the Nikolai fight's even more fun because it takes like the fun part about the first boss fight and then extends it into the second, where you actually have to like dodge projectiles that Nikolai's putting out and stuff, and then attack during these open windows of time where he's like vulnerable. And so all the time while zombies and manglers are spawning, it's really interesting. So
yeah, I agree. And I would also go as far as to say out of our entire list today of all our boss fights ever in zombies, it feels the most rewarding when you beat it.
Yep. Yeah, it never gets old.
No, it feels so good when Nikolai finally goes down. You get the cutscene. It's just perfect. So yeah,
it's amazing.
God tier for me, my guy. Okay. Should I go back-to-back God tiers right now? If you can guess what my back-to-back is, I will.
Okay, I think I can pick up your call here. I think. Are you gonna go with Mephistopheles?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think it's possibly the greatest boss fight we've ever had in zombies.
That's where I'm putting it. I think it's the best.
Yeah, I think it's really good. You get every enemy from the whole of IW's mini boss library, as well as the most difficult boss ever. You've got to learn all the patterns. You've got to make sure you have the right weaponry. And it's just, it's nuts, dude. And you know what?
You have to be on at all times. Like, if you slip up once, you'll die. And so, it's brutal, but it's great when you
I agree. And you know what I just said about the Nikolai boss fight, saying that was the most rewarding? It's very true against all the others, but Mephistopheles will be above that. Like, I've beaten it once on solo, and the amount of joy that came out of me was unreal. Like, and it was a flawless run.
It's great.
Yeah, just crazy. So,
it's nuts. It's nuts. If you guys have never tried it, go do it.
It'll take you a while. I think it took me 2 weeks of like practicing and getting everything right, and finally the flawless effort was made. But unreal, unreal. There you go. Back-to-back gods.
It's truly the gem, I think.
You're up.
All right, let's talk about one that isn't so much of a gem. Let's talk about the let's talk about the Darkest Shore boss fight.
Okay, so I have a lot of concerns about this boss fight. I am gonna put it in meh. And that is because there's no boss. It's literally just the same things that you see in the map, and they're not even bigger. They're literally just the same. They're those spider zombies. But I will not say everything's trash about it. I do like the mechanic where you switch around the whole map, and the whole of the map is the boss fight arena. But on top of that, I like that mechanic, but I would much prefer to be teleported to a room we've never seen in the Easter egg before.
Yeah, same here. My other problem is basically the fog in this. I get it from like a thematic standpoint, but it's not fun to play in. All you do is it just makes you sit in a corner and wait for them to come to you. Not very engaging. Just didn't really hit the mark for me, to be honest, and it's kind of busted. So
I agree with you on that.
I'm giving it meh.
Definitely in there, just below Blood of the Dead. It's in there. This is funny. We've not actually had any in great yet. We've had it's very two-sided at the minute.
Yeah,
definitely very two-sided. Let me see if I can get one in great. You know what? I've got one for great. I think I have one for great. They tried to do the right thing. You've got a boss that's quite powerful, and it's okay. It is difficult, and that's going to be Shaolin Shuffle.
Oh, actually, you know, I really like this one.
I think that can go in great for me. It's very... There's 3 different challenges in there, which are really tough. You can either get the one where you've got to kill zombies inside of the gas on the floor, or the sludge or slime. You've got the one where you've got to shoot symbols around the whole boss fight while you're being attacked by the boss and zombies. And then there's one more where you've got to like let zombies eat a heart out of the middle of the floor. And that's all while you are being attacked by zombies and the boss itself. And then you got to take down the actual Rat King. I think it's a great boss fight. I wouldn't say it's legendary because I think some of the mechanics are slightly broken. It's a little bit difficult, a little bit tedious. But it goes in great for me. I think it's great.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, you summed it up perfectly there. That's exactly what I think.
There you go. I knew I had a great one waiting. But let's see what you've got to offer here, Chub. What have you got?
Let's do another World War II. Let's do the big Panzer Mortar.
Ooh, from the first map, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The final right.
Okay, the final right boss.
You know what? You know what?
Go on.
I'm actually gonna go ahead and give this legendary.
No way.
I'm going to.
Really?
This, honestly, like, I didn't love a lot of stuff about World War II, but for this being the base map, and okay, I guess one of the things that I liked about it was having a normal version than a hardcore version, and the boss fight itself, while the idea is kind of basic, like, I think the mechanics make it enjoyable enough where it feels rewarding every time you play it.
I get that.
Because you're fighting the boss itself, but you're also really not. You just have to put the battery like on the back or whatever. It's not the greatest thing I've ever seen, but it's like, I think for coming out of the gate, World War II did really well with this one. So I think it's the gem of this game, and I'm going to give it legendary.
Wow. That is a huge call by you, my dude. I was going to put it in average.
That's fair. That's fair, man.
I'm going to keep it there just for now. It might move. One thing you forgot to mention is that you've got to shoot down the battery from the Zeppelin, which I do think is a cool mechanic that you have to do that.
Yeah.
It is fun. Am I right in thinking that the hardcore version of the boss fight doesn't change from the regular? It's still the same boss fight?
It's basically the same boss. I want to say like one minor thing might be different,
okay,
but all in all, it's virtually the same boss fight. But leading up to it, like the boss fight itself, I think is pretty enjoyable.
Yeah.
to be honest.
I would say I do think that's the best map on World War II, like hands down. Boss fight's just average. I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair.
We can meet in the middle. I'll put it in great. I'll put it in great, so then we're in the middle.
respect that opinion.
Yeah, we'll put it in the middle. But if you guys have a different opinion, let us see inside the comment section. I'm gonna go for one that I know you personally love, and I love it as well. I don't. Oh, do I think it's God tier? I kind of do, but I also don't. I think it's legendary. I'm gonna put Voyage of Despair in legendary. I think it's great. I think it's really, really good. The fact that you've got 5 different waves of the boss fight, 5 different areas you've got to do it, kind of like 2 or 3 different challenges throughout those 5 waves of the boss fight, and it's something that's not even in the map that you can touch. It's out of the map. I think it's a legendary boss fight. I really do. The map's not great.
I was between legendary and god tier. I'm putting in legendary though. The only reason it doesn't get god tier is it's kind of restrictive as far as like what you can use to beat it. You pretty much have to have the Hellion Salvo.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it with other stuff, but it is tedious and there's no guarantee.
But it's like, yeah, it's tedious and it's not like it's not ideal to do it. Like pretty much in Black Ops 3 you could do a map with virtually any gun. But for this you kind of have to have one specific weapon. That's the only thing that really holds it back from being god tier for me, but other than that it's legendary.
Yeah, I really like it. We're not, also, can I just point out again, we're not doing the map, so if you guys at home are like, what? It's not the map, it's the boss fight, just alone, and I think it's legendary.
If this is a map tier list, ours would be so screwed up.
Yeah, definitely, but boss fight only,
it'd be so backwards.
Definitely, there you go. Right, you're up, Chop.
Okay, let's do, I was actually looking for, I think there's one you missed, maybe not included.
Oh, really?
Here.
What was that?
Well, I was gonna say the DLC 3 one from World War II, whatever that boss's name was.
Oh no, it's there. I've got it. Oh yeah, I didn't play it, and I don't know what it was, so it's not there. But I've got the DLC 2 one.
Okay, so let's go with that one.
Okay.
I forget what he's got a name. What is it?
I'm not sure, but he's the guy in the Zeppelin, right?
Oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue. the Stadjäger?
That seems pretty. Yeah, I think
right.
That might be right.
I think. So whatever his name is,
I've done it twice.
Stanley.
I think I've done this.
Stad something.
Yeah, I think.
I have no idea.
I've done it twice. I remember the cutscene being cool, but it's not the cutscene. We're talking about the boss fight and the boss fight mechanics. I'm gonna put it in there.
I am in agreement. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing. Well, actually, hold on a second. I'm gonna give it average.
Okay.
Because it has one little cool thing at the beginning where you have to like do a maze to unlock it.
Oh yeah, I kind of remember that. But is that enough to reward it to be on the same level as something like Revelations or Ancient Evil?
That's fair.
I think I'm gonna.
I don't know. Maybe I'll give it. Meh.
Yeah, if it was a one between average and meh,
bit.
it can go in there. But
yeah,
I think our list is looking really good, to be honest. I'm liking the look of this. I'm gonna follow this up with a boss fight that I'm stuck between God tier and legendary, and I'll need your help to tell me what it is. I'm gonna go with Rave in the Redwoods.
I knew this one was coming.
Yeah.
I figured that's what you were talking about. So.
Yeah.
Let me think about this one.
I think it's such a good boss fight, and it's very underrated. So many different attacks from this super slasher, so many different things that you've got to do in it. You've got to fill stuff up. The only thing I would say is that the boss fight is longer than the Easter egg, but we're doing boss fights. It is a little bit tedious.
Yeah.
I'm putting it in legendary. It's going in legendary. I don't think it deserves to be in the same category as 9 Mephistopheles, but it is very good. Legendary.
I was gonna say my own problem with it is really tedious. It's not like you can end the boss fight quicker if you're a better player.
Yeah.
You pretty much have to wait for these sequences to play out. I mean, you can pass them perfectly, but it's not going to make it go any faster, really. So you kind of play at the pace of the game, which it's whatever. But I don't know.
I agree.
But other than that, it's great. So I'm giving it legendary.
Cool. There you go, dude. I'm glad we're in agreement with a lot of these for sure. We've got a few weird ones left. Let's see what you're gonna go with.
You want to do Dead of the Night?
Dead of the Night. Now, Dead of the Night lands in the category, like I said before, that I hate. I hate Easter egg boss fights that is something that you already saw in the map, but a smaller version in the map. So a werewolf. We had hundreds of them during an Easter egg. You go into the boss fight, it's just a werewolf. Who would have thought that? everyone, you know? It's not that special. Mechanics in there, it's kind of okay, but it's not up there. I love the map. Map's one of my favorite ones on Black Ops 4. Boss fight, though, it's either met or average for me, my dude.
I gave it average from what I remember. I haven't played it in a long time, but I'm pretty sure it's so what, like the wolf spawns in, you fill up like a little soul box, and then there's that green square where he appears and you just shoot him, and that's
so you've not got a soul box. As soon as you spawn in, you've got to turn these dials around the side.
Oh, you turn those pillars.
Yeah, and it goes towards the green light, and then once he gets in that green light, he's not invisible anymore, and then you can shoot him. And you do that twice, and in the middle of those 2 attempts, you just get surrounded by zombies and 2 normal werewolves that you gotta kill. It's not great. I don't even know if we should put it in average, but I think you just summed it up.
I'll be nice to it. I'll give it average.
Okay, it can go in average. We'll keep it in there. Let's go for one that I'm gonna put in. I don't know. We're gonna go with Alpha Omega.
Okay.
I think this boss fight is actually pretty good.
Really?
I think you're playing in an area that we've already played in, so it's a little bit annoying that you've not been teleported to a new area. You get to see the Avogadro, which is cool. You do get to fight the Avogadro and get him back into the chamber at the end, but you are just killing zombies and filling up soul boxes. Yeah, second thought, it's going in average. It's not a meh boss fight.
Yeah, that's where I put it.
Yeah, it's going in average.
I one positive thing I will say about it is like it at least keeps you on your toes as far as keeping track of 2 different kinds of enemies. Not only do you have to watch the zombies, but you have to like listen out for, because there's like audio cues and like ways that you can visualize the Avogadro where you know what attack is he's about to throw out, and so that's kind of cool. Like if you can figure that out. So, but other than that, it's kind of easy and somewhat basic. So.
Yeah, definitely.
And plus, it does another thing that I don't like, which is locking off areas of the map as it goes on.
Oh yeah, I hate that as well. And it gets like poured in with electricity, and I don't like it. But I guess that's a way how Treyarch can be like pushing you towards the pyramid device, so then you definitely finish it. But
yeah, I get it, but I don't know, not my favorite thing.
No, definitely not. 4 left, Chop. 4 left.
Okay. Let's do one I actually really like. Let's do Space.
Oh, I love it. I love the map. I love the boss fight. Would I say it's God tier? No. Would I say it's legendary?
That's where I put it.
Are you putting it in legendary because you really like the map and like the wonder weapons?
No. I'm saying I like the I'm including up the boss fight basically where you start it, where you do that little like color pattern sequence at first, and then the boss fight begins, and then you fight the alien and whatever.
I think that's fair. Does it go in great? No, it goes in legendary. It's better than the 2 we've got in great. It's in legendary,
and it's also genuinely hard too.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Or at least it was. I don't know if it is now. But.
Yeah, well, if you do it on like director's cut, it's obviously easy because you've got more powerful pistols. But dude, when the game first came out, like.
It was almost impossible.
Dude, there was only like 4 people that beat it the first week, and then they had to put a patch in to make it easier. Like, that's...
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like, it was very difficult, but, yeah, dude, like, crazy, but I think Legendary. Legendary's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go for... Should we leave... We'll leave 2 Treyarchs at the end, so let's go for Beast from Beyond. If you guys have never played it, Beast from Beyond, it is a rhino from Extinctions starts spawning in, and then all of a sudden you get blue rhinos spawning in, which I forget the name of. Please let me know if you remember them. And they spawn in, and you just gotta kill 2 blue rhinos. It's quite difficult, unless you have certain weapons. And is it?
Honestly, this one's a little rough.
I think it's better than Meh, because you don't see the rhinos in the map.
Well, that's fair.
I'm gonna put it in average.
I put it in meh. My only problem is like, especially when the last 2 rhinos spawn, their mechanics are really uninteresting because
I agree.
Again, it's kind of like that problem I just described, where the fire they drop isn't really, it's not really an obstacle. It's just incredibly annoying, where it's just locking off more of the map. You know what I'm saying? And like, they're also just very tedious bullet sponges. Not very like intuitive as far as what they can do, and I just don't personally. I don't think that the cryptids work that well in a zombies gameplay engine.
Yeah, I kind of agree. So, yeah, they were a little bit annoying. Very easy to go down with the hit system for zombies. So I'm leaving it in average just because of when kind of the essence that I've been trying to do this whole video. You didn't see him in the map. You just saw the cryptids in the map. You go into the boss fight. You're like, holy, dude. Rhinos, I remember these from Extinction. And it does... It deserves more than a meh, but it's a very bottom average.
Yeah, that's fair.
2 Treyarchs, Chop. Which one are you choosing?
Ooh, let's do ZNS first.
Zetsubo no Shima, the Takio boss fight. For me...
I'm conflicted on this one. Very conflicted.
It's very bad.
Yeah, it is.
But is it average? I don't even think it's average. I think it's meh. Yeah, I'm really sorry, you fans of ZNS. It's meh. It really is.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
There's nothing to it. There really isn't.
When you take this one apart, you're in probably one of the smallest boss fight rooms we've ever seen. You have regular zombie and thrasher spawns.
Yep.
When you kill like a couple of them or you wait some time or whatever, the little arm will open up and become vulnerable. You shoot it with a weapon, and you do that 4 times.
Takio...
That's literally
And he doesn't even... I mean, his arm just knocks down every, like, 20 seconds. So, it, like, kind of... It's a little bit of an, like, annoyance when you're trying to run past and do trains. But apart from that, he doesn't move. Like, wouldn't it be cool to be teleported to an area where he's running around and, like, flinging his arms about and stuff? Like... Yeah, it's meh.
If you were in the cage with him.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
That'd have been a lot different.
Yeah, I agree. But it's definitely a meh for me, my dude.
Yeah, that was pretty rough, too.
And now we finish
one final
with
one.
my favorite map of all time.
Same
Not
here.
my favorite boss fight.
Not favorite boss fight.
With a death machine, you can finish this thing in 3 seconds flat. Without a death machine, you could do it in like 10 seconds flat. First Treyarch boss fight. I don't think it's great.
I gave it great.
Did you?
I'll explain why in a second. Yeah.
I'm going to leave mine back down. I'm not going to put it in yet. You tell me why it's great.
So basically, I'm not sure. I don't want to use the reason that it's the first boss fight to like bump it up in the tier list.
Yeah.
But what I really like about this fight is that you get punished for messing up, which is something not a lot of other boss fights.
The Magua
do.
challenge.
If you make every time you make a mistake, you get punished with another Margwa, and that compounds the more mistakes you make.
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't like about it is that, well, I mean, I guess I kind of understand, but once you fail enough, like, you basically get enough time on that boss fight where you won't fail it. The Shadow Man will be out for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's like, it gets a little longer
I think it's,
each time you mess up.
I think it's like after the 3rd one, you can pretty much do it with any weapon.
Yeah, exactly. But the idea that you get punished if you don't do it perfectly is kind of interesting.
I like that. They did that with DE as well, with the electric attack. Didn't do it with ZNS. Gord Crovey, not really. I mean, it's just a full-on boss fight. And then Revelations, not really again. I would just say that, yeah, I think that's fair.
Again, very basic, but it has a couple things that I really like about it.
Yeah. So there you go. That is our official tier list of all the boss fights inside of zombies. I think what we can take from this, Chop, is that Treyarch are pretty good with boss fights. IW are very good with boss fights.
IW are top tier with boss fights.
And Sledgehammer should probably stop making them. I'm really sorry.
Sledgehammer, you got some catching up to do, brother.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, dude, I think our top god tier list, DE, 9, Gord Crovey, Mephistopheles, I think that's very fair. So there you go. I want to know from you guys at home, let me know, what do you think is missing on this list? Do you think that one thing should have been somewhere else? Are we missing something on God tier? Are we missing something on meh? Make the discussion happen inside of the comment section right now. And Chopper, thank you for coming and recording this with me, my dude. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, dude.
And once again, 4,000 likes. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you are brand new. I'll see you guys in the next video or the next live stream. Thank you for watching, guys, and peace out. Bye.
Later, boys.